Still,
And
or are they responding?
I'm just waiting, man. I've been working on Twitter integration, so I struggle with it a little bit because there's all sorts of different unnecessary access levels and repetition, but then you need a different key for this function, and I'm like all over. Like I got to create like separate connection streams for all sorts of things, even though I'm using the exact same developer profile. I've got to have all these different, like I have to use the V1 version of their API, V2 version of their API. I'm like switching between APIs, and then I've got multiple scoped commands in each one that require different keys that I have, and I'm like, geez Louise, I'm like, you have my API key, you have my client secret, you've got everything, you've got the bearer token. I'm like, why can't we just on the fly generate this stuff and go? And it's just, but it's cool. I don't know. I'm using Twitter OAuth for one of my sites now, so all the security and stuff's handled by Twitter, and I'm just looking up their users, and it's kind of cool it's kind of like what we're gonna do, right? It's not that different. We're gonna be using Google and or iOS auth, stuff like that. So it's literally the exact same thing. It's just Twitter's, which I'd say is the clunkiest that I've worked with so far. And that's saying something. That's years. There's gray in this beard when it grows. There's years of experience being tortured by bad APIs. So
that's impressive then. I feel like when I was trying to mess with SAML, which I forgot what that actually stands for. It's like single auth.
Yep.
Something. That was horrendous. I was just trying to figure out how that was supposed to work. It's like, dude.
Yeah, it's not.
What? I to this day, I don't think I get it still. If I went back now with kind of my mathematics degree and kind of just literally took it and broke down, okay, where's the secret at? Where's the key being held? Where's all this stuff? Where is it being stored? I could probably figure it out, but at the time, just trying to get my brain to wrap around it was just, ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually have someone here to replace my internet because my internet provider doubled the price on me without telling me a thing. So I'm swapping internet provider. So I'm actually muting.
Hey, yeah, that's fine. Hey Hazen, how you doing? My thing's delayed. I don't know if I'm cutting out or not.
Okay, it sounded like someone knocked at the door, but okay, well, never mind. I'm back.
Back again.
All right, so my goal for this 1 hour session is these three things. I have the ability to make a directory in the local file storage. I have the ability to fetch all files from a local directory or fetch recent files. Deconstruct the response when you set it, so I can retrieve all your answer groups and answers and actually show them to you. So this would be kind of the foundation for storing all of the bookends locally and actually displaying them to the user. So that's my goal. And I'm pretty sure you're still pretty far ahead of me.
I told you though I'd be done way before. I mean, my stuff's got to get done before you, right? I mean, front end's always gonna take more time, anyways. But it's all right. I'll just keep working on. For me, I'm just gonna continue working through building out more GraphQL type lookups for you. They're getting easier now that I understand a little bit more about the interactions and how Python's is so much different than JavaScript. But I'll work on today. I want to get through the answer mappings, so that when you set your answers, responses, and answer groups are all tied back to your starting bookend. So I'm going to keep working through that. Close, but not there.
All right. Perfect. Okay.
Is my music playing through on your thing?
No, is my music playing through on yours? Should I pause my music?
No, it's fine. I can't concentrate without it. So I can talk, I can chew gum, but I can't concentrate otherwise. I found that this exercise has helped me so far in being more mindful of of my initial data structure. And even though I love using Mongo and it lets me do whatever I want, I have been building schemas essentially. And in Mongo, it's kind of cool. You can see that I'm on V2 right now of my versioning. And so I thought it'd be kind of cool to just, the numbers don't really mean anything and I could always just change it. But I thought it was kind of cool to see that, you know?
Yeah. So are you talking about which practice? Is it just like actually like modeling out your schema?
Yeah.
Blocks?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I've done it. I mean, I've obviously done that before, but like I do that more when I'm using structured like SQL. I just haven't done it yet with
Mongo.
With Mongo, and so I just use Mongoose, and it's been nice. I wish there's things from both. There's things from both Mongo and Python and JavaScript that I really like parts of both. Both like handling data in Python is so much better. Just gnarly the difference of just input output, like input of data, filtering through it and working with it is just so much better in Python. I have no like comparison, at least between the two. I don't know why that is, but it is. Project ID.
Python, I feel like, was designed specifically for data manipulation and analytics. JavaScript definitely was not. So
it's caught up though. It does really good. Performance-wise, I'd say like It depends on your use case. I think for serving what we're doing, I think it's not going to matter. But if you had a massively distributed application, I think that JavaScript would hold up better.
I think someone actually knocked on my door now. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
All right, I'm back. They're installing internet. I'm so fetching ready.
I'm actually gonna take a step back and change something for us, and you can tell me if you don't want me to or not. But I think it's important. Is since I took your models to make it easier, I actually shot myself in the foot a little bit, and I'm thinking for a bookend, for a response, and for an answer, and maybe answer group too. I probably should throw a timestamp on each of those so we know when somebody answered, we know when a bookend was generated, because otherwise how are we going to do reporting? Like, that would make it very easy, I would imagine, to go back and do Mongo's got something that we can hook into that makes it like presents pretty statistics back to us, so we don't have to create a full interface for that.
Okay. Yeah. I would definitely agree. Having a timestamp for responses and for bookend, just for everything, actually.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just add it. You know what? It's not gonna take up much. Might as well do it now before we get too far.
Yeah. So I guess adding a timestamp to the bookends and to the responses, so you know when a bookend was created, we know when a response was created.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we need anything beneath that. Well, I guess the response would need a timestamp for each questionnaire that was filled out, like the date and time of submission. But I don't think the questionnaire or the question need a timestamp unless you want to track when it was last edited. Get more granular, but that doesn't feel super important to me.
I don't know. I don't. We'll probably go back and wish we did it, but I don't think it's critical.
Then throw a timestamp into everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
Edited at can start with the same created date.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then edited at. What the heck? Why not? While we're doing it. Ooh, we'll know if somebody edited our questions and when they edited them too.
Yeah, I mean that could be nice just to keep track of like changes. You can see how often you've made changes to one of your bookends or something like that.
Yep.
More data is better.
Yeah, and this is the time to do these things anyways. Like, it's not that we can't add it later, but structurally it's nice to have, because then we can get data out of the system on day one, right? There's stuff to, we don't have to wait, 6 months to get something in there. Daytime. Cool. It should auto generate now.
All right, so we have the ability to make a directory in the local storage. Let's see.
It'd actually be really nice for answers to have this too.
Yeah, just throw the timestamp on all everywhere. Throw it everywhere. All right, so we can create directories, save files within directories. We're good to go there. Next step then is to deconstruct the answers. I think
Timestamps made. Nice.
well done.
Like I said, my part's so much easier. I look at that Flutter code and I'm like, I got nothing, man. I got no energy to.
I look at your Python code and I'm like, I'm glad he's doing this.
It gets my logic is starting to get a little too much, almost. There's no such thing as too much, but like when one lookup has like 80 lines of code, you're like, that's doing a lot. But it's good because it gets you all the values you need, and they are pretty quick and efficient. It's just visually, I hate having this much code on my screen for one function, broken up into like multiple functions. But
Yeah.
if it works, it works. I don't know if you follow Twitter. I've gone off the deep end with it. I
Oh
you know
boy.
you have to have fun, right?
Yeah.
It's so diving into like popular stuff. Like unfortunately, like the political season is upon us. So like if I want like clickbait, that's where I gotta go. And I know it's gonna upset some people, and I don't really care. Um, like if you can't see that like 90% of my stuff is sarcasm, I really can't help you. Because I think people take politics way too serious, considering the same people always get elected, no matter how good or bad they do. So something clearly not good. So I just point that out, and then I let people rumble, and I go on to the next one, and I let them rumble at me, and I'm like, okay, like I'm never gonna read your response, so have fun. But it gets me lots of clicks, I guess. But
Let's see. Let's go check out Amir Dapple. See what he's up to.
yeah, I've been averaging about 60,000 impressions a day.
Dang.
So yeah, in June, that was my whole month. So it's working. Just be goofy and have fun with it. Once I start having fun with it and not worried about like people's feelings as much, I'm not rude or anything. I would never do that, but I can understand some people being upset by me posting. But it takes 5 minutes to have a conversation with somebody to realize they're not your enemy.
Yeah. I'm not seeing any of your political stuff.
I don't do a lot. I comment on people's political stuff, like jokes on their political stuff. Like I don't like take sides, so I'm I don't know what I am anymore. Probably conservative, but I'm not like a Republican conservative because I think don't label me with any party because I don't align with any of them anymore. Never really have. So you can't beat me in an argument when there's no argument.
Rock paper scissors with his bottle of.
Yeah, I've had some fun with it. So my wife's just like, geez, Louise, and she's like, so you're gonna be posting a lot of that? I'm like, well, my goal's 50,000 a day. She's like, why don't you do 100,000? I'm like, I'm working on it. It's hard. 100,000's hard. I've been getting close a couple times, but
Yeah,
not there yet.
You gotta be really active if you want to get up
Yeah.
that high. Also active in all the right like kind of trending spaces. If you don't have a following of your own, obviously.
I have 500 and change followers, so it's not like I have a huge audience, but I pick it up talking to like a lot of the big follower people converse with me on Twitter all the time. Like they don't, half of them have DM me, and it's like it's cool. They're like, "Hey, you work on an NFT project?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Cool, can I check it out?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Do you have any like free whitelist spots?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are like terrible, terrible." I mean, if I did, I would give you one, but I'm not stupid. But also, you know, come earn it.
Come earn it. Yes.
Earn it by showing people using my tools, and I will give you a free something. Oh,
Yep.
hey, Tori, I didn't see it there. It's working. What's working? It's working. LOL. Did I tell you something was working? Have I lost my mind? Something's working. I don't know. Tori, you're excited about something. I don't know what it is. Clickbait Twitter. Yes. Clickbait Twitter. I was going to get your opinion, Tori. I was going to get your opinion on. I'm trying to keep my tweets PG-13. I think is probably the best way. PG-13, maybe douse in the PG a little bit, but I won't go past that. Some people flame me, and I just laugh at them, move on. So I feel like I'm a better person than I was like 15, 20 years ago, because I would have wasted my energy fighting them, and I would have never won, because you can't beat stupid. You just cannot defeat it. It is undefeated in battle. Stupid never loses. Even if you beat them, you know, into submission, you still lose because you went down to their level.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still love that
It's
statement. You can't beat stupid.
no, don't try. It's not worth it.
It's very similar to something my dad says often. It's like, I'm allergic to stupid.
Nah, he's got those are words to live by. That wisdom cannot just be taught. It's kind of earned.
For sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not something you really understand until you until you really collide with stupid,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're like, wow, okay, I get it. I understand what he was trying to tell me. Because yeah, before that it's just all theory. Until
Mm-hmm.
you've really met someone who is just stubbornly, abrasively idiotic. It's just
I get
theory.
it. I just so I say just let bygones be bygones. By gosh, we'll get through it.
All right. So we've unpacking our current responses then. I like unpack better than the word deconstruct. I think it's better. So my next action then is to set up a UI. Woo! We're here. We've made it. We can do UI crap now. Probably gonna find something else that I need to do in terms of data, but we're close. We are so close.
I need a minute to think about what I'm going to do next now. I think I need to see like you've got a data lookup now, so you can look up all bookends, which you'll get 2 of them now. There's 2 bookends now.
There's 2. We've doubled our number of bookends.
Yep.
And
One's a V2 bookend.
UI can handle it. See if I'll die.
There's extra fields in this one, so it'll probably die.
Oh no.
Because I know how Flutter is.
It should ignore fields because it's going to just turn it into JSON, and then it's going to rip out the fields that exist. So as long as the fields it's expecting are there, it's okay.
They're all there.
If there's additional fields like the created at and stuff, it won't care.
Okay.
It shouldn't care. It should not care. Right.
Well, then I'll fix it so it uses the right questionnaires. D6. Is your domain sterlinglong.com?
How long about me?
Not me?
Yeah, got me.
Meet me. Cool. It's getting better. Running this whole site via curl and it's starting to be decent.
Right.
Hey Tori, are you watching the screen? She's probably like, oh no, put the chickens down.
What? Oh no, put the chickens down? What?
Yeah. I wanted to show her something. at Maui Miners. I'll wait till she's back though. Oops.
Answer group widget is ready. Next up is our answer widget.
I was having trouble with I've never actually used, like, I shouldn't say never, it's been a long time since I've used backend cookies, like server-side cookies. I just don't use cookies. I mean, we do everything in local storage, right? So just flop it in there and call it a day, because our secure stuff is sitting in our wallets. So it's a little different, right? But like with the Twitter OAuth, I have to use a state manager. Obviously in Node.js, there's no like state management, so I had to create my own process. I'm using Redis and Mongo for long-term storage, but I was having trouble because I was trying to figure out a way of like extracting, because I do like a lookup when you log in, and it logged in fine. I stored everything. I can verify my session's good, but I couldn't take the username and present it to my front end because it's restricted, right? You can't do that. So I had to create a process on my back end to store that data somewhere so that the front end can access it. And then I have to verify that the cookie's good and that the front end session is good. And it's like, it's good. It's cool. It works really good with integrating and using wallets as another piece in there. So I can do things with both now, which I think is pretty cool, personally. But I spent like 2 days before I gave up and started over from scratch. And in an hour and a half, I had it all working, like perfectly. And I'm like, why did I not just, like, I'm stubborn. I'm a stubborn person. So I was like, I will figure out a way to make this work. And then I'm like, there's no actual way to make this work. Not even a little bit. And so now I've got like really cool setup now with I really like the Twitter setup. It's very similar to my Discord setup, which once I started thinking about how I did Node.js for Discord, it actually started clicking that, okay, I have to build my state, and I know how to do that already with complex structures and complex data.
Is that stand?
And in what?
Is that Zoostand? Is that stand?
Zoostand is my front-end state management. Absolutely. It's loaded in there. And I do a query. So when I get my cookie, my backend does some manipulation, verifies that the cookie's good, and then it writes the object data to Mongo. And then that Mongo is presented to my front end because it can be, and then record. And then it's written to their local storage, which matches the cookie expiration. So if they tried to do something, they would get an error. So I'd like to avoid that. So I make them match up, and if one terms, the other will term cleanly. It seems to work pretty well. I've kind of got out of all the glitches I could figure out. So if like you delete a cookie while you're offline, or you delete your local storage, as soon as you reconnect and reestablish, it automatically cleans itself because it knows it's missing, and then you go through the off process again. So those little things that get you if you're not thinking.
Yeah, adding redundancies in there, double checking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad they introduced like nullable values in places.
Mm-hmm.
You just check for those.
Yep.
Is it a null value? Yeah. No.
No nulls, not null. I think today you got it's 146 for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so at 2 o'clock I have to jump out of here.
Okay. I'm working on the UI, man. Let's do this. I'm working on the button that you'll click to hop over to see a questionnaire that you can actually fill in. So we are moments away.
Let's see it. The magic. I'm excited. I'm just building more curl commands to test and create new records with the timestamps, but I'm not gonna get through them all today. I'll fix all that later because you're gonna wipe it all out at some point anyways. But this is like I'm building the process for like our initial bookends, so we'll be able to just run this as a script and script build everything. So if we have to redo the environment, it'll only take but a moment. Which I think is probably what we want. The nice thing about Mongo too is if you like your collection, you can export your whole collection as JSON and re-import it as JSON. Like simple, super duper simple recovery of things. Not that I would recommend backing anything up that way. It's nice for like a point in time if you want to test something.
Response service.
Responses. I want answer group in there too. Yes, answer group is what? Filters, so answer group. My answer group model. This answer group model is ID. Response ID, question ID, answers, list of answers. Doesn't follow the model because it can't. So answer group. Probably want user ID in here.
All right.
indentation for answer group. Come on. Answer group. Response ID. Answer group. Question ID.
Right. Now we're gonna check the README to know how to launch the back end again.
Volume dictionary. Response.
Oh no.
Cool.
All right, we're running it. We don't have any errors. In a good spot. Let's go.
I hope it works.
Yeah, it isn't wired up to save anything yet, but the files to the file directory stuff is there to save. So not super worried. I know where to put that code. I just want to make sure it's rendering properly. Then I can start messing with editing.
I'm trying to figure out if I can do like a fun, like, I have an idea for presenting data. Like I track data, right? Like how many NFTs were generated today? What was the total amount that, during transactions that I can snoop for, things like that, right? Like general
Yep.
statistics around NFTs, right? I have all the data. I'm just working on building what that looks like, right? Because I have to have it for our marketplace anyways. And what I was planning on doing is I've got my little Twitter bot. I'm going to present it all on him every day. I'm kind of like a daily, weekly, and monthly roundup, essentially. And I think it'll be cool to track those trends over time. And I was thinking about using one of my.
Sorry, Amir. I've cut you off so many times for these
You're fine.
internet guys. I apologize.
Do your
man.
thing. Yeah, you're fine. Hey, look, you got both of them. I've got to actually drop
Alright.
out.
Okay. Yeah.
I got
See,
to
dude, they're
drop,
gonna
but
stop my internet, so I'm gonna
all right,
lose my internet. It was
perfect.
a-
Well, it looks like you got them in there,
Yeah.
so they
I'm
both
gonna
fed in.
see if I can get it to a good point, a good stopping point for me.
Okay.
Thank you, Jameer. I'll
All right.
see you next week, man. It's been a pleasure.
Tuesday or
Yeah.
whenever.
Yeah.
All right. As always.
See you, man.